Welcome back to Hannity. Earlier this afternoon, President Obama sat down with American Muslim leaders at the White House. During that meeting, well, we'd hope our commander-in-chief had the courage to demand that they publicly denounce the rise of radical Islam, but we doubt he did. Joining us with reaction from the American Islamic Forum for Democracy, Dr. Jasser, an Indianapolis area imam. Mohammed Sadiq is back with us. You yourself, imam, you won't recognize and call out radical Islamic groups. You won't admit Hamas is a terror group, or Hezbollah, or ISIS, or Al-Qaeda. I want to hear you say that these are radical Islamist groups that need to be defeated. Will you say that?
Now, Sean, you ought to be ashamed. You know I condemned ISIS. You know I condemned all of those other groups. The only thing I said, I wasn't getting into it with Hamas and Hezbollah because there's a long story. We can sit down and talk about that.
But Hamas's charter calls for the destruction of the state of Israel.
There are problems with Israel's charter. So I don't want to get into that.
What's in Israel's
we have some of the best diplomats working on that problem, and they have not been able to resolve it.
What does, quote,
I'm not here to condemn Israel.
Well, no. But you said that Israel's charter says the same thing. I've never seen it. Tell me what it is.
I said it has some problems. I said Israel's charter
what is the problem?
I don't know Israel's charter.
Hamas's charter says in clear language it calls for the destruction of the state of Israel and the killing of Jews.
Then they need to correct that. They need to correct that. That doesn't mean I have to now take a broad... Certainly they need to correct. I didn't say they were pristine. I said I'm not going to make a broad-brush condemnation of these organizations.
Well, it seems like you're... Dr. Jasser, he's afraid to identify a terror group for what they are.
I'm afraid, Sean.
Yeah, and the issue is Imam, that's not a correction. Citing hadith, which comes from supposedly our Islamic tradition that says kill a Jew behind every stone. Now, I don't believe that's a legitimate hadith, but Hamas doesn't put that in its charter. So the issue when the president meets with Muslims, he's meeting with Muslims. He's not meeting with any other faith. So when he meets with Muslims, why is it so hard to say that he's doing so? Because we have a problem within the House of Islam, and the American government needs to take sides with reformers against the Islamists. And I can't wait to see the list of people who entered the White House to find out who the people he met with are, because my guess is they're all Islamists, part of the Brotherhood legacy groups.
You know, the president said whatever ideology, said this yesterday, they're operating off of. Well, I know what ideology it is. You know what it is. Most people watching know what it is.
Radical Islam. These were Muslims that were killed. Now, how could it be Islam?
Wait a minute.
Well, hold on.
ISIS is not the Catholic
state.
It's not the Hindu state. It's not the Quaker state. It's the Islamic state. That's the ideology.
They are using the name Islam, just like the Ku Klux Klan used the name of Christian. That doesn't make the Christians bad.
Are you saying, Imam, they don't have an ideology?
Hitler used the name of Christians.
They clearly have an ideology. So their ideology is theocratic. You don't believe that it's theocratic?
We're not going to condemn Islam for it. We're not going to condemn Islam because some
You can say what you're not going to do and go back on your couch in Indianapolis, but the rest of the world is on fire from radical Islam, and we have a lot of reform work to do. So you can deny, as the president can deny from here to eternity, but the world is on fire, and the world's future depends upon Muslims waking up. That's who he's meeting with. He's not meeting with Jews and Christians. He's meeting with Muslims because it's our responsibility to reform.
He has met with Jews and Christians.
I got to move the ball. University of California students at Davis, watch this, chanting the very words that were used on 9/11 by the hijackers, the words that were used at Fort Hood, words that Hebdo, words that were used often during these radical Islamic attacks. Watch what happened at the University of California. Chanting Allahu Akbar, Dr. Jasser.
Hang on, Imam. Means God is greater and more important than anything else that is going on.
The very words used by those people in the process of killing innocent people.
Dr. Jasser uses it every day.
This is not Allahu Akbar while we're doing our personal prayers. This is, hey, listen, you can bully me into silence if you want, but let me answer the question.
Do you say Allahu Akbar in your prayer, Dr. Jasser?
He showed you a clip. Yes, I do. Now, he showed you a clip of people saying Allahu Akbar before they dominate a meeting.
But do you say Allahu Akbar in your prayer, Dr. Jasser?
All right, let me give the context.
The university was about suppressing speech.
All right, let me go to Dr. Jasser. The context is it was being shouted at Jewish students at the university, and one student, the Clarion Project, hang on, one student senator, excited about the vote, about divestment from Israel, claiming Hamas and Sharia law have taken over UC Davis. This is happening, Dr. Jasser, in America. That's happened yesterday.
The reason it's happening is because they are unleashed. They don't have any resistance from Muslims to tell them they don't represent our community. They're misusing Islam in order to fight a anti-Zionist, anti-Semitic movement, which is labeled as BDS, but is actually about promoting the Islamist movement in America. And we Muslims have to speak out against it.
I didn't see that in that. Oh, I saw.
You don't see anything. You see no evil, hear no evil. You might as well stick your head in the sand.
I did not see anything that was antagonizing.
Hey, you know what?
Glorify God.
Imam, hang on a second.
Means glorify God.
Imam, you're part of the problem. You know why you're part of the problem?
I understand,
because you're part of the problem because everybody
I won't
knows.
Let you dictate to me what I believe.
You're part of the problem.
But I'm not part as long as I go along
you're part of the problem because you don't have the courage to identify this as being what it is, an anti-Semitic attack.
Bring me in for a one-on-one, Sean, and let's deal with it.
Imam, you're like the silent Germans in the Nazis. I'm sorry. You are like the silent Germans.
Bring me in for a one-on-one, and let's deal with it. Let's sit down and have a real talk.